hear it, and see it when you want it. On demand, audio and video at 630WPRO.com.
Joined by my good friends and partners in public safety, Fall River Mayor Will Flanagan and Fall River Police Chief Dan Racine, to announce the successful conclusion of a 2-month-long murder investigation. On Saturday, September 29, 2012, at approximately 1:25 p.m., Fall River Police received a call regarding a woman slumped against a broken driver's side window of a maroon Nissan Versa in the area of 886 Cherry Street in Fall River. Responding officers found the victim, Asia Pasquale, age 31, of Fall River, deceased in the motor vehicle, which was still running with the radio turned on. An autopsy conducted by the State Medical Examiner's Office concluded that Ms. Pasquale died of a gunshot wound to the head. Within 48 to 72 hours after the slaying, detectives from the Fall River Police Department and from my state police unit, working in concert with the homicide unit of the Bristol County District Attorney's Office, that is, prosecutors from my office, had obtained vital telephone records. These records showed numerous phone calls placed from the defendant, 20-year-old Brandyn LePage, to the victim, Ms. Pasquale, just before the time of the shooting. This information, along with details gleaned by detectives from numerous witness interviews, led the police to conduct search warrants on multiple locations where Mr. Page was believed to be staying in the hours and days after the shooting. At one of the Fall River locations searched in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, police recovered a .38 caliber handgun with 1 round fired from the chamber. DNA from the gun matched Mr. LePage's DNA profile. Items of clothing with blood spattered on them were also seized during the execution of the aforementioned search warrants. Mr. LePage was brought in for questioning on October 2nd, during which time, we allege, he misled and lied to investigators about his whereabouts and about his use of the illegal firearm. At that point, Mr. LePage was placed under arrest on charges of obstruction of justice, possession of a firearm without an FID card, and carrying an illegal firearm. Mr. LePage was arraigned on these charges in Fall River District Court on October 3rd and was ordered held in jail on $50,000 cash bail, in lieu of $50,000 cash bail. With Mr. LePage incarcerated, investigators continued our wide-ranging investigation and awaited word on the testing of the clothing obtained during the execution of the search warrants early last month. That investigation has led us here today, where we are announcing that this morning a criminal complaint was filed in Fall River District Court charging Mr. LePage with murder and armed robbery. We will allege in this case that Mr. LePage met with Ms. Pasquale inside her vehicle on Cherry Street to conduct a drug transaction. At some point during the transaction, we allege Mr. LePage shot Ms. Pasquale at close range and robbed her. Mr. LePage will be arraigned on these new criminal charges on a date yet to be scheduled by the court, but in all likelihood next week. The case will be prosecuted from my office by Assistant District Attorneys Dan Horahan, who is all the way to my left, and Michael Kaelane, right next to Mr. Horahan, who are here with us today. As many of you know, I don't always call for a press conference to announce bringing charges in a homicide case. I generally do it when it involves an unsolved homicide dating back past 2007 when I took office. But I also do it when, in addition to announcing that we've brought charges in a homicide case, there's another message I want to convey. That's what's taking place here today. Here today, the message is a clear and powerful one. Our solve rate, which means bringing charges in 2012 on homicides and shootings in Bristol County, is as high as it has ever been. We are at, excluding the case that took place in Swansea last weekend, which at this time it's not determined whether it is a homicide or not, our solve rate on homicides in 2012 is at 100%, and on shootings, 70%. That's obviously as strong, in my opinion, as any urban area in the country. Here in Fall River, we have solved both homicides that took place this year and 4 of the 6 shootings, with the other unsolved shootings actively being investigated while while we are speaking.